Okay, so I'm about to show a sensitive clip where lifeguards perform CPR on a real person. So if any of y'all feel uncomfortable at any time, feel free to just look away. Starting now.
Get out of the water. Get out of the water. Get out of the water. Ready? And then we'll start the pressure up here.
A swimmer dragged from the surf is not breathing.
Yeah, we're going to
With no pulse, he is clinically dead.
Go on, go on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, get away, come on there. 11, sit on back, it's gone, it's 20. I'm just going to keep going until you get straight on, just keep going. Okay?
To restart his heart, lifeguards may need a defibrillator.
Let's get the teeth in.
And don't worry, because the lifeguards were well trained in CPR and they knew what they were doing, the victim had a full recovery. So he is well and safe. So I believe that CPR is a very important life skill that everyone should know in case of emergency. And CPR stands for cardiopulmonary resuscitation. And it's very hard to pronounce, so that's why we just say CPR. CPR is not a joke. It needs to be taken seriously. Someone's life could be at stake, so if you don't take it seriously, it could have really bad consequences. And in this speech, I will teach you what to do before CPR. There are steps before you jump right into CPR. And I will teach you the basic CPR steps. So CPR needs to be taken seriously. If not taken seriously, someone's life could be at stake. And CPR is different than what you see in the movies. The movies don't actually show what's actually going on. There needs to be proper steps. If you don't do it in sequence, it's not going to end up right. And in CPR, it's very traumatic. Most of the time when you do CPR, because you're pushing on the chest, their ribs can break. So that's that. The movies don't show that. And it takes a lot of strength to do CPR. So sometimes you have to do it for a long periods of time, so you need to have great physical strength. So before CPR, it's very important to assess the situation. Like if the situation is dangerous, don't go right into it. Like if there was chemicals in the air or there's explosion, if you go into it, then you could need CPR too. And before CPR, you need to make sure that the victim is actually unconscious. In lifeguarding, we tap on the person and we scream, and if they don't answer, then that means they're actually unconscious. Because in some cases, they can just be laying on the floor, and it seems like it's emergency, but it's not. If the situation calls for it, call for 911, and if the situation also calls for an AED, summon one. AED stands for automatic external defibrillator. That's what you use to start your heart back up. So open the airway, tilt the head back with the bony part of the chin, and check for breathing. Put your ear next to the mouth and look at the chest. If the chest does not visibly rise, then they're not breathing. Now it's time to begin CPR. So this is the hand position, hands interlocked. So this would be someone on the ground. You get on your knees in the center of the chest. Get 30 chest compressions, about this speed, 100 chest compressions per minute, but you give 30 of them. Make sure you push at least 2 inches deep. If you're not pushing enough, then that's not going to help them. So once you do that, you give 30 of those. You are going to pinch the nose, shut, lean the head back, and you're going to make a seal with your mouth and their mouth, and you're going to give 2 rescue breaths. Make sure to breathe like all the way so the chest visibly rises. So keep doing CPR until there are signs of life. They start breathing on their own. An AED arrives. When an AED arrives, you can't touch the victim because it's scanning their heart and it's providing a shock. or until EMS arrives. They're the professionals, so let them do their job, or you're too exhausted to continue. Like I said, there have been some people that have performed CPR for hours and hours at a time, and the victim has still recovered because they couldn't get help. So that's why you call 911 before you begin CPR, because once you start, don't stop. So the summary of the steps are to assess the situation before you dive in, make sure everything's okay. Give 30 chest compressions and 2 rescue breaths, and then repeat until, like I said, EMS arrives, or you're too exhausted, or they exhibit signs of life. So I hope that now all of you have a basic understanding of CPR, and if the situation comes up, God forbid, you now know what to do. So, thank you very much.